Hello, my seventh grade class. I wish I could see all of you maybe later today, but I know that might be difficult when you have to choose which classes to go to because of our alternate schedule. But the first thing I wanted to remind you of, if you did not take your common assessment, please arrange time to do so. It is your first test grade, so if you don't take it, you will have to have a 0 for your test grade, and I don't want that to happen. So that's my reminder. You can find the common assessment if you go down to last week's work, and it's right here. It's on the 8th. The 9th says it too, but it's on the 8th. You know what? Scratch that. Click on the 9th. It'll be the 9th because it was delayed getting up. Um, so this one is me reading it to you, and this is your actual test. In case you need it read, I have it here, but this is your actual test. Okay, so let me show you today's work. I don't know why it did that. Let me go back. Okay, don't forget to do your attendance. That is how I will be, especially this week, taking attendance. And then for the win time, that's after lunch that you have had off. This is the Zoom for that time. We have to use a different Zoom for that meeting. So that'll be that one if you need me. Go to work for the week of the 10th through the 16th and click on today is going to be the 12th. We're talking about character traits today. You have a slide presentation with all your information in it. Let that load up. As soon as it pops in, we'll get started. There we go. Okay. The objectives that we are working on today, 7.7D, analyze how setting influences character and plot development, and 7.7B, analyze how characters' qualities influence events and resolution of the conflict. And by the end of this lesson, you will be able to determine the trait of a character, and we will use the mnemonic device STEAL. Here is your agenda. Here's your daily attendance check-in. Then we'll do a bell ringer, read over the words to know. We'll talk about what STEAL is, and we'll watch a video about characterization. And then we have a click and drag activity, an exit ticket, and a reminder to return to Google Classroom and click Mark as done. This is your bell ringer. It is a revising and editing passage. We have to be practicing this so that we are prepared when STAR rolls along. So what I have done is highlighted everywhere that there is a mistake. It's going to be your job to make the corrections. So I'll read it to you. And of course, you can pause this video at any time. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "It's not fair to ask of others what you are unwilling to do yourself." Those are words she lived by when her husband, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, became President of the United States. As First Lady, Eleanor worked hard to improve life for underprivileged people of all creeds, races, and nations. Each October 11th, the anniversary of Eleanor's birth, many people take time to remember the great women she became. So you can pause that, and all you're going to do to make some changes, let's say, for example, if I want to make this change, I can double click it, and it will highlight it blue, and then you just retype what you want. Okay, so you can pause this video until you're finished and then continue. I'm going to move on to the words to know. A setting is the time and place of a story, scene, or chapter. Characters are the people, animals, or objects in a story. The plot is what makes a story. There are 5 parts. It's the exposition, rising actions, climax, falling actions, and resolution. Typically, there's also a conflict, which is a problem. We will focus on the conflict and resolution, and the resolution is a solution to the problem. And then 4, character traits. That's how you would describe the characters. There are physical character traits of how a person looks, and behavioral trait, how a person behaves or acts. This is steel. This is something that you can remember, another memory jogger basically to help you remember how you can determine a person's traits. So you would look at S, their speech or what they say, T, their thoughts, E, emotions, A, actions, and L, looks. And this is just a graphic organizer that can help you. And we're actually going to be filling one out on our story, I think, that we start tomorrow. It says, why does the character, or what does the character say? What does the character think? What effect does the character have on others? The actions that the character does, and then looks. We're going to watch this video that's going to help us determine a character's trait. It's going to teach us how to characterize with Frozen. Oh my goodness, sorry about that. Okay, moving on, you're going to now do an activity. You're going to read these 3 little short, very brief passages, and you are going to click and drag these 3 traits to the correct one. And then here it says to highlight your evidence. You're going to go back and highlight, and I can show you how to do that. So, number 1 says Jason is an excellent accountant who works full time for his best friend's company. A larger accounting firm contacts Jason and offers him twice what he makes if he'll work for them. Jason thanks them for their offer but declines. He doesn't even tell his friend that he received the offer. How would you describe Jason? Would he be resourceful, honest, or dedicated? I'm going to pick dedicated, so I'm going to click and drag dedicated to the line. And then it says, how do you know? Highlight your evidence. So what makes him dedicated? Um, well, they offered to pay him twice what he makes. I'm going to go to this highlighter color, and I'll pick green. Jason thanks them, but declines. Declines means to turn down. And then he doesn't even tell his friend. He's like, oh, my friend doesn't need to know. Okay, so you're going to do the other 2 just like that on your own. I can read them to you. Eric's car broke down in the woods and his phone wasn't getting a signal. He used his car antenna as a spear and caught fresh salmon. He started a fire with sparks from his car battery, and he ate the cooked salmon while waiting for help. What character trait does Eric demonstrate? Is he resourceful or honest? And then highlight your evidence. You can pause to put your answer in. Number 3, after coming home late from a party, May's father questioned her. She wants to tell him that she was studying at a friend's place and lost track of time, but she told him the truth instead. She was at a party. What character trait does May demonstrate? Is she resourceful or honest? And then highlight your evidence. You can pause and then you can start replaying when you're ready. We're at the exit ticket, so click on the hyperlink. Let me get rid of this real quick. It's in the way. Okay, click on the hyperlink, and it'll take you to a thing called Go Formative. It'll be like a little quiz on character traits. So you can just read here and then answer the questions. And there are, I think I made it 5. I think there are 5. Anyway, and then that's pretty much it. That's all we're doing today. Oh, but remember what your agenda said. Your agenda said to return to Google Classroom and click Mark as done. So you need to go back to Google Classroom, click Mark as done. And then again, if you haven't done your first test, you need to take care of that, your common assessment. Okay? All right. I will see you tomorrow, maybe. See ya.